Just checking to make sure everything good. I kind of got burnt out playing like what was it? Once Human for like I think I tried like a lot of time to it. Spent like a week slash extreme and shit. So I'm just on that like I haven't decided if I'll play a game tonight or whatever. I just might chill, just review stuff that I got interest in. Mm.
Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now this is the Laminar RM1 stock cooler that comes with most of Intel's
So I had some videos like
1700
setup.
CPUs. I found it to be perfectly adequate for the handful of i3s and i5s I've tested on this channel, if not a little noisy under heavy load. It has aluminium fins with a plastic surround and a copper core. Personally, I prefer something a little bulkier to keep my processor cool, but aftermarket solutions don't have to be expensive. There are plenty of lower cost and capable options out there. One such example is made by Intel themselves. This is the Laminar RH1, and just like the RM1, it is designed for
I was curious
65
about
watt
this car I saw
processors,
before. I
and
was
it
wondering
ships
about
with the higher end 12900,
wondering about
13900,
like new
and
cools and shit.
14900, along with their F series counterparts. Despite what the Intel site states, I've seen a handful of online retailers selling.
Despite that, I was like I didn't want to run right through it, but it reminded me of the Wraith Spire and like the older. If you don't know about the older thing, it's like the one that looks like a blimp basically. The fin design. It's like two big rads. It's like waves up. I was
It
looking at
recently
like
for as little as a
more
tenner.
coolers and
At
shit.
this price, I just had to get one to see if it would keep my i5 any cooler. After all, it certainly looks the part. Its taller, uses larger aluminium fins, and has an ARGB light ring, which we all know adds more frames straight out of the box, right? We also have an adjustable Intel logo, which doesn't move with the fan. I really like this little detail. Premium product. Connector of extra cable as well as stainless steel fasteners, so it feels like a more premium product. The extra cables. The copper column comes with pre-applied paste, but in the interest of a fair test, I used the same Arctic MX4 paste with both. The RH1 certainly suits my black and white Asus board, and by default the lighting syncs up with the motherboard itself. This can be controlled through the Asus Armoury Crate software. My favourite setting was the one.
I would say using them get these if you have like anything above like stuff with multiple core. Like if you spend like at least $400, $300 plus of that on a CPU, this probably ain't for you. They're more for like low budget. Usually for like a lot of low budget, low power like systems like 85 watts, probably less than that.
That set the colours to indicate the temperature, green being the coolest and red being the warmest. I couldn't find any option to map
I
this
also saw
button, and
this.
it doesn't seem to do anything when I press it. This is most certainly user error though. Now this is all well and good, and so far playing with the lights has given me £10 worth of enjoyment, but is it actually any better than the little boxed cooler we get by default with my i5 12400F? The idle temperature was already improved. The beefier RH1 cooler kept our processor at 31 degrees compared to 36, but both of these are fine. I then ran a Cinebench
I guess it is
multi-core render
better.
test for 10 minutes. The CPU reached its max all-core clock speed of 3994 MHz with both coolers, and while our i5 did hit 77 with the RM1, we saw a very nice 69 degrees with the RH1. Not a massive difference in my opinion, but considering the chunkier fella here is also quieter under load, this is more than just a victory by numbers alone. I then benchmarked Cyberpunk 2077 and recorded the peak temps
The
after
noise
half
levels
an
are also
hour.
important.
The little RM1 isn't that bad, and 75 degrees is fine in my opinion. There was no thermal throttling here, and the whirring of the fan was almost inaudible when I had my headphones on. That said, the RH1 remained quieter and peaked at 8 degrees lower. Maybe I was expecting it to do a little better, but it's hard to complain when the temperatures have improved. Not bad at all for £10. It's worth noting that there are some Thermalright coolers that sell on Amazon for not much more, and I imagine they do a better job, but maybe that's a
For 10
comparison for
bucks.
another day. Let's say then you've found a decent deal on a 65-watt CPU. It doesn't come
Yeah,
with a cooler
65
and you want
watts
something that
uplifting
feels
that.
like it's of fairly decent build quality and attaches easily to your motherboard, all without breaking the bank. This could be just what you're looking for. Or not. I'll leave a link down below to where I got it. The deal might have expired by the time you watch this, but I've seen it at a few retailers now. As
Leave
always,
a
let me
like
know what
and,
you think down below, and
subscribe.
I'll see you all in the next one.
I want to start with first. I actually want to. I mean, I kind of play card games in my off time, like Doom Master, Yu-Gi-Oh, the other Yu-Gi-Oh game, GBA games on DS and 3DS and stuff like that. On Switch, you know how it is. This is a couple videos. I was interested in this one, but in this, I don't know why I picked this. I guess I'm kind of interested. Well, card game. Yeah, I take that off. I ain't. Hold up, I gotta do something. I could have showed that, but I guess I don't really care about it. This got delayed by 5 months, I think. I don't think it really matters. Oh yeah, I can pick this up. Pokemon Go. That like changed a lot of the
Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Over the last 2 days, I've talked a lot
Characters.
about the Pokemon Go situation.
Made 'em
Essentially,
worse.
a recent update on Pokemon Go caused a lot of backlash over the forced changes that were made to people's characters, their avatars. I then further looked into Niantic's association with this company known as GamerX, which claims to be some sort of nonprofit for LGBT people. Although they've apparently not been running the company properly, causing them to have issues with the IRS, making them look like a very shady nonprofit. Furthermore, multiple executives at that company have been accused
know why
of
my
various
face doing
sexual
that.
misconduct allegations. Their prior CEO, Matt Kahn, had stepped down after numerous accusations of sexual misconduct. Matt Kahn was then replaced by Tony Rocca, who, get this, a mere few days later was also apparently accused of allegations of inappropriate behavior at the company. This causing yet another change in management. And this seemingly corrupt company, GamerX, is who Niantic has apparently been getting consulting advice on LGBT-related issues from. It seems like far too many of these LGBT consulting firms are really just corpo grifters doing reprehensible things and trying to hide behind the label LGBT as a shield, thus marking a divide of sorts between LGBT people. For example, some on various subreddits and YouTube channels are siding with the corpos and defending these sort of corrupt and predatory consultancy firms, while other LGBT people take a stand against that corruption and call them out. In the face of all this backlash, many players are taking to the App Store to voice their opinion and give negative reviews. However, some are claiming that those reviews are being hidden. And with all this backlash occurring, it seems like now we've actually got a response addressing the situation from Pokemon Go. Or more specifically, this account on Twitter, where they claim to be the lead community manager for Pokemon Go. The response reading, regarding avatars, I've been reading and building notes, but I'd love to hear what folks think. Some caveats. Cruelty gets ignored. Critical, specific feedback is on what isn't working is great. Saying what you like is just as important as what you don't like. I want both. Side note here too, diversity means everyone, so your feedback is valuable regardless of who you are. Love all the feedback I'm getting so far. Thank you for being both critical and respectful. It's not the worst response, but that is a very low bar when it comes to corporate responses to backlash. One might